Hey, morning guys, back at Inanda. Made a long run around to the dam wall side, and now we're gonna check what we can get. Started off with a black and blue chatter paired with a stroker crawl from 6 cents, blue and black. Check what happens. Well, they are not liking this, Kazi. Hey? That's not a good sign. I'm going. Yeah, thought so. Okay, I'm going to turn around and worm it back. Yes, that thing took me hard, huh? Yes, first little bass. Much harder than expected, to be honest with you. Okay, let's jump to my turn. Yeah, it's like pivots. Yes. Ach, ja, no, it's smallie. But I mean, it's a fish. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. Hey guys, nice healthy bass there. I was battling on the chatterbait, so I changed over to a swim jig, and I thought in the meantime I'd see how Mojo works. So it obviously looks like they're in for the worms. Nice thick healthy fish. Alright, let's get another one. Into the worm, huh? Put Mojo, bro. Hey, that's it, Jay. That's the big boy. Ah, yes. That was decent, bro. That was a big boy. On again. Yo, nice fish, bro. Net. That flippin' cheeky bugger came back for it, huh?
Yeah, he came back for it, that's why I left it.
Yo. Just check how fat they are, eh?
Oh god, it's in the arm.
Yeah, always my luck, but Scoot got away there, bro. He taps it for dinner.
Oh, yeah.
No, you can hit him in anywhere. He normally taps it out. Watch out there.
Put this, okay, just check that belly on.
Yeah, it's got some
Check it.
fancy, eh?
Check it.
Black and white.
Yeah, they're coming. That thing took you aggressively,
Yeah,
though.
I did. I thought yesterday that was a decent fish, and then when it came and I saw the line.
Well done, bro.
Open the line.
In fact, let me change it up because you guys are hitting worm there. Let me go with a swim jig. Moved on to a Divine swim jig. That Jane Juice Stroker Claw. What I like to do is throw it, let it sink, and then start retrieving. Sometimes these fish on the fall, they take it before you start retrieving. So just give it a second or two to drop and then start your retrieve. During my retrieve, you'll see I'll wind and then just give that rod tip one or two twitches. Just sometimes on that twitch it just gets those fish to react. It doesn't look like this morning they're very interested, to be honest with you, in the swim jig. You should pick up one or two fish on this point. Let it fall. Retrieve. Yes. That was a nice fish. The profanities, but there was at least a 1.5–2 kg. Damn. Another one. This is a smaller one. There goes. There's a smaller one. I lost that bigger one. I think that might have been a female that was hanging around, and this is the little male. Alright, don't pee on me. Say goodbye. Cheers. Mwah.
Moet sy so aangaan met papa vandag. Daar is niks vir ons nie, kom ek kop en slak jy hier in die water in. Come on! Good, even on the system that's
We had a solid knock just now. Going into the wind. Oh, yes! Bigger net! Net, 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 net.
So, which side are you giving it to me?
Oh, fuck!
Are you giving it to me? On this side? On this side? I'm ready for it, I'm ready for it. Fish like that. Bigger net. Okay. So, which side are you giving it to me? Which side are you giving it to me? Come this side. Come this side. I'm ready for it, I got it.
Yes, I knew there would be one.
Boys!
Okay.
Lovely. Take that thing out, let me grab it. That's crazy.
Yeah, boy. Yes, I knew there would be one. Yes! Boys! Shot boy.
Lovely.
Just hook.
Grab everything.
You don't want to see how this thing's hooked.
Oh yeah.
Just.
Oh yeah. Oh my word, look at this, guys. Whoa. Pull it in there. Look at that.
Yes, lip hook.
Yes.
Yes. Just check it. Watch it. Okay, guys. Another lekker little one. It's not the biggest, but these are the ones that we're looking for. It was a nice little fart, and that thing took me nice and hard. So let's get a little weight on here quickly. 1.4. Check.
1.48.
Okay guys, so yeah, just below 1.5. Decent fish. Sort this out.
Take it there.
Thank you. Okay guys, one last look at this beautiful fish. Just nice and thicker and chunky in the top. Just go back. Okay. Fiddler. Well done, Triska.
Yeah. Other one.
And you hooked him properly. It's okay. Nice in the cheek.
Tiny little.
Well done.
Where's my little tiny one?
And I'm on. Yes, yeah, how's this thing pairing me, bro? Ooh, net. Oh. Okay, how's it guys? Back from that little fishing trip. Yeah, it was interesting to say the least. It was quite a tough morning to start off with, but once we worked out a bit of a pattern on what was going on there, I started to get some more decent fish. However, I lost more bigger fish than actually what I put on the boat. So yeah, I think I lost a Biggen right at the end there. It was very sad. You know, sometimes when you hook up onto these fish, you feel the bite, and then you set the hook and you're not too sure if it's big or not, and then all of a sudden that fish shows its true colors and let you know what it's all about. And then when it gets off or it comes loose, you always wonder what it could have been and how big it could have been. Yeah, it's just frustrating, guys, to say the least. But yeah, that's fishing for you. So yeah, I just thought I'd go through a bit of the tackle that I used on the day, give you guys a little bit of consensus of what I thought was working on the day, and yeah, hopefully it works for you. Okay, first of all, I'm going to go onto this Mojo rig. All right, so I'm just going to take this bait off here quickly. Okay guys, so how I set up my Mojo rig is not the conventional way, and I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of slack from a lot of people for this, but guys, there is a bit of method to my madness, so just stick with me and let me take you through it and see what you think. Okay, so conventionally you do have these two rubber stoppers on either end of a sinker, but it's usually like a roundish or oval sinker that the guys put on here. So what I do is I take I think it's a 1/4 ounce bullet head tungsten. I'll put the bullet head tungsten, I'll just show it to you there. I don't know if you can see that. Alright, and then obviously you'll put your bobber stopper, the rubber stopper, then you'll put your tungsten weight, and then one other bobber stopper. Then basically you just pull this tight, something like that. And then I usually give it about 30-35 centimeters of line, and then the hook, just a normal bass hook. This is a 3/0 Mustad. Alright guys, then moving on to the bait. You know, everybody's got that one soft plastic in their box that they're confident with. This has really become mine. It's a 6 cents clout. I think it's a 5.4 inch. It resembles a stick bait, like a Senko type bait, but it's got these little diamond patterns cut into it. I don't know if you can see it. This lure's a bit dirty now, but yeah, it's got that diamond pattern which is cut in there, and that makes this bait the action of it very, very wobbly, and it flutters in the water so nicely. Alright, so how to rig it up? Basically, I don't know if many people know this, but this portion of the hook from there to there, that's how much I usually put it in to the front. So if you sort of measure that up like that, I'll put it in about so far, pull it out, push it up and twist it over. So guys, as you can see there now, it's the exact size of that shank on that hook. So it's not bunched up in the front, and it's not too small that it moves around on the shank. It's just the right size. Then what I do is I'll obviously measure up the hook like that, put my finger in place of where it's supposed to be, and then just pop the hook right through like that. Then obviously just pinch it, make it weedless, and then you've got a perfect setup. Right, so now to get back to why I use the bullet head in front instead of a normal conventional Mojo rig. So guys, obviously weightless, when you throw your lure in and it sinks down naturally, it's the best finesse presentation that you can give for bass. But it's not always possible. When your boat's moving, or it's windy, or there's current in the water, weightless is very hard to fish. So, you know, because you're drifting away, it doesn't allow that bait to float naturally down. It starts pulling through the water column. Alright, so with this rig, you sort of get the best of both worlds. If you're moving, your sinker is still going to fall down to the bottom. When it hits the bottom, the bait's still going to fall naturally because it's got the slack in the line here. That's why I say about 30 centimeters, just to give that bait a chance to sink down. Alright, and yeah, secondly, when you're moving like that, like a Texas rig, a lot of us like to put a bit of tension on the line so we can feel that fish bite. When we feel that tick on the line, then we load up and we set the hook. Yeah, with weightless it's a bit more difficult, so you don't actually put tension on the line because you're letting it sink to the bottom. You have to watch your line. When your line runs, then you've got to set the hook. So yeah, I think this Mojo rig just gives you the best of both worlds. Obviously that being a Texas rig and a weightless. So yeah guys, you can fish this all over, and then when it comes to the structure changing in the water and you now start getting into the sticky stuff and the grassy stuff, obviously when you pull your sinker over a tree and you've got all this dangling in the back, you tend to get caught up. But that's why I rig it up like this. So when it changes structure and you start getting into a bit of the thicker stuff, all you do is grab that bobber and you, sorry my hands are a bit slippery now, but you pull it down. And then that essentially becomes a Texas rig. So I don't know if you can see that. It's moving too much. Yeah. And then you can fish this as a normal Texas rig. You can throw it into those holes in the grass. You can fish it through trees and stuff like that, obviously it being weedless. And that's why I set this up like that. Not the conventional way, but it works for me. Right, so that was the one bait I caught them on the day. And yeah, like I say, this clout is a confidence bait for me. Or yeah, a lot of the guys say, when in doubt, throw the clout. Yeah, they say it for a reason, because it really does work. Okay, other bait I use, I think I got that 1.5, just under 1.5 kilo, is this bait here. Now guys, to be honest with you, my confidence bait is a jerk bait. If it comes to reaction baits, I love to throw a jerk bait. I think you've all seen that by now if you've watched some of the earlier videos. But this bait here is really starting to become one of my favorite baits to fish, and it's a Divine swim jig from 6 cents, and I pair that up with a stroker crawl. I found that they're really liking the stroker crawl as a trailer. I don't know if it's because it's a bit shorter or it's a movement or what it is, but I try and pair the color up as much as possible. You can see there, that's that Jane Juice stroker crawl. And I think this is a baby bluegill color, if I'm correct. I'm not too sure about that, but yeah, that's set up there. I was throwing that around the structure, throwing it in, letting it sink down naturally. If you don't get anything on the fall, then start working the bait, giving it a little twitch every now and then, and boom, they hit it. They hit it strong. It's really, what a lekker feeling on this bait here. So guys, I bought another 2. Just to add to my collection, I'll show you them there. This is the black and bluegill color on this side, and this side is the bluegill fire color. So those are the 2 baits there. Very nice. So guys, you must always have that in your tackle box. Alright, what else? Obviously, like I mentioned, the jerk bait. Wasn't throwing this color. I was throwing the normal bass type looking imitation color, but yeah, this also always catches all year round for me, but especially in winter. Okay guys, so yeah, that was this video is from about 2 weeks ago. So yeah, I haven't actually fished the spawn yet. I don't even know if they are spawning, but already about 2 weeks ago those fish were starting to stage, move up into the flats there and start looking for their spots to spawn. So I saw a whole lot of males on some beds, but not the females as yet. So hopefully in the next week or 2, I know we've had some very cold weather that's come through, but in the next week or 2 I'm itching to get on the water. So yeah, hopefully we can go catch one of those big mamas and get a good one. That big one really put a dent in my ego, so yeah, I need to go redeem myself, as they say. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and yeah, we'll see you in the next episode. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe if you can. Thank you very much. Cheers.